We all know that feeling, don't we? That kind of buzz you get thinking about a holiday or looking back at old photos. Holidays are, well, they're pretty universal.
Hmm.
And you're here because you want to talk about them fluently in English. So let's get started.
Absolutely. And this deep dive, uh, it's based on Muhammad's talking about holidays in English. The idea is to equip you, really,
Equip you with what
with
exactly?
the vocabulary, the right expressions, and just a better understanding so you can really connect when you're discussing time off.
So our goal isn't just like handing you a word list.
No, definitely not.
We want to unlock your ability to confidently share your own holiday stories, maybe plan future trips, and even, well, talk about when things don't quite go to plan.
Yeah, those travel hiccups happen.
You do. All while sounding natural and, well-informed. It's like leveling up your holiday chat.
And why does that matter? Well, I mean, think about how often holidays pop up in conversation. It's just a brilliant way to build rapport.
With new people or even just
Or yeah, with friends, family, colleagues you already know. It breaks the ice.
exactly. Holidays give us those relatable moments. They're the source of great stories. And for anyone listening who loves learning and sharing like you probably do, mastering this topic just opens up so much connection.
Hmm.
So let's dive into the essential building blocks, the vocabulary.
Okay.
Now, one thing you might notice straight away is a little difference depending on where you are. In the UK, people usually say holiday.
Right. Whereas in the U.S., you'll more often hear vacation.
Yeah.
Both mean the same thing, essentially.
Good point. That's a key one.
And beyond that, we have these core terms like travel, just the general act of moving around,
Okay.
and trip, which is often, a specific journey or a holiday itself.
Right, like a business trip or a weekend trip.
Exactly. Then you've got the tourist, the person doing the traveling, and the destination where they're going.
And where they stay.
Ah, yes, accommodation. That covers everything. Hotels, apartments, hostels, even camping.
Got it. And then we can get more specific about the kind of holiday, can't we?
Oh, definitely. You might talk about a beach holiday, sun, sea, sand.
The classic. Or maybe a mountain holiday?
Yeah, for hiking, skiing, that kind of thing. Or a quiet countryside holiday.
Or the opposite, a busy city break, exploring a new city.
And the activities. What do people actually do?
Yeah.
I might want to relax, unwind.
Just chill out.
Totally. Or maybe they want to explore, go sightseeing, see the landmarks.
Or perhaps go on an adventure, something a bit more active.
Yes. And of course, bringing back souvenirs, those little gifts or reminders.
Can't forget souvenirs.
Yeah.
And what about official days off?
Ah, good one. That's a public holiday or sometimes called a national holiday. Useful terms.
Okay, so those are all essential. Let's put some of them together. How might that sound?
Well, someone might say something like, last summer, I went on a beach holiday in Greece.
Okay, simple start.
The weather was amazing. The food was delicious. Adding those details. And I came back with lots of souvenirs. See how it paints a picture?
It really does. Creates a clear image. Now, when you're sharing those stories, those past holidays, getting the timing right is important, isn't it? The tenses.
Absolutely key.
Yeah.
You'll mostly be using the past simple for the main events.
Yeah.
Went, stayed, visited.
Right, so you might start, last year I went to Italy, say.
Perfect. And then add details. We stayed in a lovely hotel.
I visited some amazing places like the Colosseum.
The weather was perfect and the people were friendly. Bringing in those descriptive bits.
And a nice way to wrap it up could be, it was one of the best holidays I've ever had.
Yeah, simple, clear, and effective. Here's another quick example. 2 years ago, I went on a road trip across Italy.
Okay.
We visited Rome, Florence, and Venice. I had never seen such beautiful cities before.
Ah, okay, so you used had never seen there. That's the past perfect, right?
Exactly. You use it to talk about something that happened before the main past event, before the road trip in this case. It just adds a bit more depth to the timeline.
It does. It helps the listener follow the sequence. Okay, so that's the past. What about looking forward? How do we talk about future holidays? The ones we're dreaming about or planning.
Right. For future holidays, you'll often hear going to, will, or would like to.
So I'm going to travel to Turkey this summer. That sounds like a pretty solid plan.
It does. Or maybe a bit more general. We're planning a family holiday in December.
And for wishes.
I'd love to go somewhere warm and sunny. Expressing that desire.
You also hear that hopeful tone sometimes, like, hopefully I'll visit Japan next year. It's my dream destination.
Yeah, or maybe a bit wistful. If I had more time, I'd go on a longer holiday.
Oh, I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Here's another one. I'm planning to take a break in August. I'd love to go hiking in the mountains just to disconnect and enjoy nature.
You can really feel the intention there, the why
Yeah.
behind the trip.
Exactly.
And, a really vital part of talking about holidays is sharing how they make us feel. This is where we add the color, the emotion.
Precisely. Think about that feeling of, like, getting your energy back. Holidays help me recharge.
Or just pure joy. I always feel relaxed and happy when I'm away.
Mm-hmm. And that sense of escape. I love the feeling of freedom when I travel.
And the buzz of seeing new things, exploring new places makes me feel alive.
Or even just the relief, It's
Yeah.
so refreshing to take a break from daily life.
Yeah. Here's a great example, especially maybe for you listening after taking in all this info. After my last holiday, I felt so energized. It
Where
was exactly what I needed to reset and come back with a clear mind. That feeling, that mental refresh is just so valuable, isn't it?
it really is. It's often the main point of taking a break.
So true. Now, we all like different things, don't we? Our holiday styles can vary hugely.
Oh, massively. The possibilities are endless. You might hear someone say, quite simply, I prefer beach holidays, sun, sea, and sand.
Can't argue with that.
Well, someone else might say, I love cultural holidays, museums, history, and local food.
Right, more about learning and experiencing the place.
Or for the thrill seekers, adventure holidays are the best hiking, biking,
You're
kayaking.
getting the adrenaline going.
And then there are those who just want quiet. I enjoy quiet countryside holidays to escape the noise.
And we shouldn't forget the rise of the staycation, should we?
Good point. Sometimes I take a staycation just relaxing at home. It's become really popular.
It has.
And someone who maybe doesn't like sitting still might say, I prefer active holidays. I get bored lying on the beach all day. I'd rather be exploring the city or trying something new. It just shows you how different people's tastes are.
It really does. Okay, but let's be realistic. Sometimes things go wrong.
Yeah. Life happens even on holiday.
It certainly does. So how do we talk about those less than perfect moments?
Yeah.
Problems.
Well, you might hear about travel chaos. Our flight was delayed by 5 hours. Pretty common,
Do you
unfortunately.
believe about it? Or the ultimate nightmare. I forgot my passport and had to go back home. Ouch.
That's a big one. Or maybe the weather just doesn't cooperate. It rained the entire time we couldn't go out.
Or perhaps the place itself wasn't quite right. The hotel wasn't as nice as it looked online. That happens too.
It does, but often, people find a silver lining. I got lost, but it turned into a fun adventure.
Turning a negative into a positive story.
Exactly that resilience, like this example. Once, I missed my connecting flight and had to stay overnight in the airport.
Oh,
But
dear.
I met some cool people and made the best of it,
Nah.
making an opportunity out of a mishap. It's a great attitude to have.
Absolutely. A really good way to handle it. Okay, so to kind of pull things together, let's look at some really common expressions you'll hear. These add that natural flavor.
Yeah, these are great shortcuts.
Mm.
First up, just simply take a break.
As in, I really need to take a break from work.
Exactly. Simple. Everyone understands it. Then there's get away from it all. That lovely feeling of escape.
Sometimes you just need to get away from it all, right? Leave the stress behind.
Precisely. Another key one is recharge your batteries. We mentioned the feeling earlier.
And this is the phrase for it.
Yep. Holidays help me recharge my batteries.
And for those really special trips.
Ah, that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. For example, you might say, riding a camel in the desert was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Nice one. And what about avoiding the crowds?
That's going off the beaten path.
Yeah,
Finding somewhere less touristy.
like we went somewhere off the beaten path, no tourists, just peace.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Using these expressions just makes your English sound, well, more natural when talking holidays.
they really do. And, as we wrap up this deep dive, it's worth just quickly saying again why talking about holidays well in English is so useful. Like our source material highlights, it's just a fantastic, natural way to practice different tenses.
To practice telling
The
stories.
interesting feelings.
And yeah, just building your overall fluency. It's a topic people enjoy talking about.
It really is. Okay, so here's a final thought for you, something to take away. Think about your last holiday. What really stands out?
The key moments.
And maybe think about your dream destination. Where have you always wanted to go?
Now, try to imagine describing those things, the past trip, the future dream, using some of the words and phrases we've talked about today.
What really resonates with you about those experiences, those breaks, those potential adventures? Give it some thought.